All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Second of all, I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Elder Tahar, and on down at Ruwell. And third of all, I want to give a peace and safety to the hopeful elect out there, the brothers that push this truth, the truth of the King James Bible, and all truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. All right, so I just want to do a short lesson. I have alone the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai allows it to go. I don't want to name the video. Jacob's trouble is nearer than we believe. All right. And Lord Woods brothers can see on the screen, I have this article here for the Zero Hedge, and it says authorities are literally losing control of the streets as American collapse alterates. All right, so again, it says authorities are literally losing control of the streets of America. All right, Babylon the Great, aka America, because the true name of this place is Babylon the Great, spoken about in the book of Revelations. All right, the whole land of North America. All right, and we don't even have to read this article to know this. You just get on the internet. All right, World Star, even YouTube. YouTube is a little more restricted on what you can see, but you can go on World Star and you see all type of chaos and shit that's going on here in Babylon the Great. Rather it's some extreme violent act, rather it's some man or woman strung out on drugs really bad. All right, so like things is just bad. It's bad here in Babylon the Great, really bad. All right, it's like things are really bad here in Babylon the Great, and they're only gonna get worse. All right, as we approach the time of Jacob's trouble, and this is what's today? I think it's the 10th, if I'm mistaken. July 10th, 2000. Yeah, because the 9th was yesterday. Yeah, it was Tuesday. So today's Wednesday. So it's July 10th, 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. All right. And I'll just go ahead and read this article. It says, in a civilized society, authorities are able to maintain at least a basic level of law and order in the streets most of the time. Unfortunately, at this point, it is up for debate whether the United States is still a civilized society, which is not. All right, again, you just go on the internet, which brothers already know this, but just go to a new listener, just go on the internet, man. All right, and type in, street violence or what's the word I'm looking for? The 10 worst cities in Babylon or something like that, and you'll see just how bad it is. All right. On top of that, all right, even in not even in the streets, people are doing super bad. All right, due to the inflation or what have you. All right, so things are just horrible in Babylon the Great, and again, they're only going to get worse. All right, and now we're coming into this election. A lot of so-called experts are predicting a civil war is going to happen. All right, where is it? I think it's in France. I think it is. All right, it's pretty much all out. All hell is broken loose over there. All right, due to the election. All right, and the way it's looking, if they steal it from Trump again, which is all pre-planned, but if they steal it from him again, they're saying it's going to be a civil war. All right, and they're saying if Trump wins, it's going to be major problems. So we got to sit back, watch, wait, and see. All right, it says in a civilized society or not, the chaos in our streets never seems to end, and those that are in charge of running things don't seem to be able to regain control. The theft, violence, and mayhem that we are witnessing in our major cities is being fueled by the worst homelessness crisis in our entire history. And those are the things that Jacob's trouble consists of: theft, violence, and mayhem. That's what Jacob's trouble is all about. All right. The worst drug crisis in our entire history, and the worst migrant crisis in our entire history. But we can't forget that too, because there's still so-called migrants are still crossing the border, which I believe, just speaking as a man, those are UN troops. All right, you got Moabites crossing there, you got Hamites crossing there, you got Ishmaelites, Elamites, all nations crossing, and they've been stopped and interviewed, and they said that they're a part of their country's military, which that's one of the requirements for you to be in the UN military. You have to be a part of your country's military. All right. And again, you got Moabites crossing, you got Ammonites crossing, you got Hamites crossing down there. It ain't just Jake. All right. So I believe, just speaking as a man, those are UN troops who they're gonna use with to create chaos or for martial law. If authorities cannot control our streets now, what is going to happen when our society collapses? And that's Jacob's trouble. When everything collapses, reaches a much more advanced stage. New Hampshire family is being terrorized by a homeless encampment that sprouted up behind their historic home, leading to violence encounters with the vagrants, like if I said that right. According to a report, Robin Botch and her husband spent years restoring their 19th century dream home, considered to raise Concord to raising their 2 children, ages 8 and 11, but have been plagued by campers living in the woods behind. And you see that everywhere, even here. They're just living in the woods. You know, they're living all over the place, man. So like, let me do something real quick. Turn this into a walking talk, man. It's a little hot in here. So like, but let me turn make it a little walking talk. It's like you brothers. But yeah, man, you know, you see that down here as well. You're seeing that here as well. You know, they're just setting up shop any and everywhere. Because, again, like I've said in previous videos, this is all by design. You know, choke everybody out, get everybody in a state of desperation where they can't afford anything. All right, then it'll be easier for this man when he brings about the Karagama. All right. When he brings about the Karagama, the people that be so desperate, they'll just willingly take it. All right. And that's why they're pricing everybody out of everything. Everybody's living. You can't even say paycheck to paycheck anymore. People that's getting paychecks weekly or bi-weekly or whatever, they still can't survive. So it's really no such thing as living paycheck to paycheck anymore, man. All right. Now just say straight up surviving, if you want to say anything. They received death threats and have heard gunshots and screams from behind the tree line. A swing set in their backyard brought in 2020 during the pandemic sits untouched by her terrified children who will only play in the front yard. More than likely, these are Edomites. And you Edomites, man, everything is being flipped on you, man. All right? Everything is being flipped on you. You starting to feel the effects of them curses now, man. All right? One of the curses said, that life shall hang in doubt, and there shall only be sorrow of heart. And now you Edomites are starting to feel that, man. Botch and her family have been endlessly terrorized by those that are encamped out just behind their property. And it's being reported that she has called the police 37 times. Yeah, let's read this part. It says, over the 4th of July holiday weekend, a total of 109 people were shot in the city of Chicago. 109 people have been shot, 19 fatal in gun violence across Chicago since Wednesday. During the extended 4th of July holiday weekend, police said Superintendent Larry Snelling and Mayor Brandon Johnson both called for accountability for those responsible for the shootings. And Chicago's already really a war zone, man. All right. So again, just go on YouTube and type in like the 10 worst cities to live in America. You know, these places are horrible, man. All right. But again, pretty much everywhere in Babylon, for the most part, is going to be like that soon. And all these major cities is all going to be like that, like them Purge movies. All right. Even in the lesser cities, is going to be like that. All right. Smaller towns or what have you. But in Chicago, about half of the time, there isn't even a police officer available when someone calls in to report a violent crime. Right, in Jacob's trouble, there ain't gonna be no more cops. All right, cops will be a thing of the past, man. They're gonna be looking to protect themselves, like in that one movie. I forget the name of the movie, but the dude was in this, was in a pharmacy store or whatever, and they were basically stealing and looting. He saw the cop. And he thought the cop was going to do something about it. I forget exactly how it went, but he thought the cop was gonna do something about it, but the cop ran off and grabbed medicine for himself. That's how it's gonna be. All right, that's how it's gonna be, man. In Chicago in 2023, more than 1,800 calls were made to the 911 of a person being shot. Only about 800 or fewer than half were responded to immediately by the police officers. The other 1,000 calls were victims of 911 backlog, meaning they didn't give a shit. Where no police were available at the time of the call, those victims had to wait an hour and a half and an hour over several hours for the 911 call backlog to end and for the police to finally arrive. It was the same for the 32,000 911 calls of assault in progress, where police were only immediately available for 50% of those calls. And it was the same for 54% of the city's 911 calls for 350 batteries. I mean, it's like 335,000 batteries in progress. All over this country, the police are completely and utterly overwhelmed by the tsunami of lawlessness that we are witnessing all around us, right? Everywhere. It's happening everywhere. Due to the economy, there's a number of things, but truly due to the economy. When people like Gerald Celente, to quote Gerald Celente, like one of his main catchphrases or whatever is when people have nothing else to lose, they lose it. All right, so people are losing everything mainly due to the when the C-19 went down. All right, and a lot of people have just turned violent, and it's going to get way worse. Cause you see these people on the internet talking about inflation and all that. Soon those people are just going to turn to theft and violence. The vast majority, a lot of people already have, but the vast majority are going to turn to theft and violence. All right, in order to eat, and that's when Jacob's trouble kicks off. But this is the beginning phases of it. They are massively outnumbered by the lawbreakers, and the lawbreakers are becoming increasingly bold. In some of our major cities, things have gotten so bad that the lawbreakers brutalize take over entire streets on a regular basis. In Los Angeles, one of these street takeovers recently ended with a blazing inferno. More than 50 cars were involved in a street takeover in downtown Los Angeles early Saturday, as some went up in flames, according to Los Angeles Police Department. Video shows a car completely engulfed by fire sitting in the middle of an intersection, and a thick black cloud of smoke raising from the vehicle. Other cars can be seen as they try to drive around in the inferno. And this is a sign of a collapsed society, a collapsed nation, a collapsed country, or what have you. All right. When you got shit like that going on all throughout Babylon, your system is pretty much collapsed. All right, and again, it's due to the a lot of it's due to the how the economy is. You do got some people out there that are just natural born robbers and thieves and killers and all that, but then a lot of people ain't even wasn't really on that time, but things have gotten so bad that they had no choice but to turn to that lifestyle. All right, and it's going to be more. LAPD said several vehicles were impounded after authorities responded to the area near East 1800 Street, Main Street. Well, let's skip down. Unfortunately, this is the most law and order that we're going to get from this point forward. Our society will only become even more chaotic, which it will. Way more chaotic. Because you ain't seen nothing yet, man. Wait until Jacob's trouble kicks off. Wait until Jacob's trouble kicks off. Which Jacob's trouble is right around the corner, man. Right around the corner. When we get that, let's read this. This is chapter 7. Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 7. The morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwellest in the land. The time is come, the day of trouble is near. Right, the day of trouble is near. The day of trouble is what? Jacob's trouble. All right? And not the sounding against the mountains. Verse 8, now will I shortly pour out my fury, this is the Lord Yahweh speaking, upon thee, and accomplish my anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense thee for all thy abominations. Verse 9, and my eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thee according to thy ways and thy abominations that are in the midst of thee, and ye should know that I am the Lord. Right, so the Most High is getting ready to bring a hell of a lot of judgment, man. All right, on the masses of people here in Babylon the Great. The 2/3 of all people in the heathen nations. All right, and again, that's in Jacob's trouble. All right. Yeah, one more, I'm gonna wrap it up. It's Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he should be saved out of it. Who's the he? The elect, the 144,000 and the 1/3. But it said, alas, that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, and when you read Daniel the 12th chapter, it speaks about a day never before seen, and that's Jacob's trouble. All right, and again, we're seeing it now. We're seeing the beginning phases of it now. Authorities are literally losing control of the streets. All right, so like it, brothers, they're losing control. All right, and again, when Jacob's trouble comes, because they're outnumbered, man. They're outnumbered, and when when the trucks start running, the truckers stop running, the full storehouses be found empty. All right, that's when you're gonna see things get real ugly out here, man. All right, and there ain't gonna be no more cops. Like now, the Most High is giving a taste of that in some of these states. The cops not working, the 911 not working. The Most High is giving a small taste of that. Certain cities, I think, like Philadelphia and stuff, they had some days where 911 wasn't responding. Imagine when that happens, and it's going to be months, weeks, months, no 911 response. All right, shit is gonna get wild out here, man. All right, it's gonna get wild out here. But the elect will survive it. 144,000 and the 1/3 of the Lord's elect will survive it. But the rest of you people, it's open season on you, man. Open season, man. Hunting season. All right, like that old Looney Tune cartoon. Hunting season. It's hunting season, man. All right. So with that, our hunting season is coming. Slacky. What I meant to say. Slacky for that Looney Tune thing. I was thinking about something else. Slacky, brother. But hunting season is coming, man. And if you ain't a part of the Lord's elect, you done out here. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash, double honors to my elders and apostles of great millstone, and peace and safety to you, brothers, that push this truth and sincerity. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.